Picture the sea, restless before dawn as the North Pacific waves rise like mountains and crash against the sides of massive steel trawlers. Rain lashes the deck as Japanese fishermen tighten their grips, their eyes locked on the radar, waiting for a flicker of movement beneath the raging storm. Deep below, the ocean stirs. Shadows dart through the darkness. It's the giant bluefin tuna, powerful and untamed, slicing through the currents like torpedoes. Each one is worth a fortune, a black diamond of the sea that could change a fisherman's life overnight. For 72 straight hours, man and nature collide in a test of endurance, skill, and sheer willpower. Every cast of the net could mean victory or complete disaster. And when the storm finally breaks, these trawlers may return carrying 4 tons of pure ocean gold, the weight of an African elephant or the value of a mansion. But what makes tuna incredibly expensive? And why are Japanese fishermen literally racing against time to catch these sea rockets? Let's uncover the perilous journey these trawlers must endure to bring home 4 tons of the world's most prized and sought-after fish, all within just 3 days. The bluefin tuna is one of the most expensive fish in the world, earning the nickname Black Diamond of the Sea. But just like a real black diamond, hunting a bluefin is no easy task. It's dangerous, demanding grit, precision, and most importantly, the courage to face the unpredictable sea for a life-changing reward. These aquatic creatures are built differently, with the ability to reach up to 70 kilometers an hour, 50 miles per hour in speed, and up to 13 feet long, weighing as much as 2,000 pounds, over 900 kilograms, which is roughly the weight of an adult bison. Unlike most fish, bluefin tuna are warm-blooded, much like land mammals. This means they need a lot of oxygen and energy to survive. Their unique physiology allows them to maintain a warm body temperature even in icy waters. They store extra heat in their muscles, giving them incredible bursts of power and speed. This adaptation also helps them dive to astonishing depths, sometimes up to 1,000 meters, as they hunt for food or evade predators in the deep, dark ocean. But what does it really take to hunt them down? And what's the secret behind the fishermen's incredible efficiency in capturing these powerful creatures of the deep? Fishing for bluefin tuna is not a new practice. It's been around for centuries. Its roots trace all the way back to medieval times, with ancient paintings and archaeological discoveries showing evidence of bluefin fishing as far back as 9,200 BCE. However, it wasn't until the 19th century that bluefin tuna became a staple in Japanese cuisine, introduced by Western influence. Since then, thousands of Japanese trawlers have set sail each year in pursuit of this highly prized catch. But this isn't just about sailing out and casting nets. It's about perfect timing, precision, accuracy, and above all, patience. It's an art as much as it's a skill that Japanese fishermen have mastered over generations, enabling them to haul in nets carrying up to 4 tons of bluefin tuna at a time. Let's take a closer look at this ancient art form. In the era of shotguns, fishing for tuna wasn't just an occupation. It was a cherished tradition passed down through generations. Fishermen used a single hook fishing method, venturing out to sea in wooden boats and patiently waiting for the tuna to appear. With no modern technology to guide them, they relied solely on intuition, skill, and experience. This method was sustainable, respectful, and deeply connected to the natural rhythms of the ocean. But when demand and the price of bluefin tuna skyrocketed, everything changed. The fishermen had to abandon their ancient methods and embraced technology to improve their catch, even though it came with greater danger. As the saying goes, the greater the risk, the greater the reward. Although bluefin can be caught all year round, fishermen prefer to set sail during the peak season, the best time to find not just larger numbers, but also fully grown, high-quality fish. On a good day, a single bluefin can weigh over 1,000 pounds. Yet the real action doesn't start or end at sea. What happens at the port before the vessel even leaves is just as crucial, if not more so. Every small detail on the ship must be in perfect condition, because out there, it's like going to war. One mistake could mean disaster, injury, or even death. And it's not just the vessels that need preparation. The crew must also be mentally and spiritually ready. Before departing, they perform traditional Shinto rituals, praying for a safe journey and a prosperous catch. This ancient practice reflects Japan's deep, centuries-old bond with the sea and its abundant gifts. To locate the bluefin, modern fleets now use sonar radar and ocean current data to track schools of tuna swimming in the warm waters far from shore. Once a school is identified, the real challenge begins, and the clock starts ticking. With Mother Nature standing in their way, the task becomes twice as hard. But the Japanese trawlers have their eyes on the prize: 4 tons of the ocean's most valuable treasure. In this relentless battle between man and sea, giving up is never an option. Let's take a closer look at how this epic struggle unfolds. As the sky darkens and roaring waves crash against the ship, the fishermen cling tightly to the gunwale, gripping their nets with the other hand. It's a do-or-die moment, the kind of high-stakes battle that defines their livelihood. Each bluefin tuna thereafter is a speeding rocket beneath the waves, and catching one demands every ounce of strength and focus they have. Even in the midst of chaos, they cannot afford to lose concentration. Their survival and success depends on maintaining perfect control, balancing the delicate precision of handline fishing with the brute force of massive trawl nets. Every movement counts. One wrong step, one slip of the hand could turn victory into failure in an instant. Another, more methodical fishing technique is the drifting long line method, a calmer but far more time-consuming process. When fully set, the long line gear can stretch up to 180 kilometers across the sea, with thousands of baited hooks dangling beneath the surface. A single vessel can carry over 1,000 hooks, each one a potential strike point for the prized bluefin tuna. The operation begins early in the morning. The long line is released from the stern of the vessel, with lines tied together to create a vast underwater web. Each hook is baited with irresistible bluefin favorites, like Japanese sauries. Regulating the depth of these lines is no small task. It takes more than 10 men working for up to 4 hours to get everything perfectly positioned. Once set, the long line drifts silently in the ocean for 4 or more hours before the real work begins. In the early afternoon, the crew starts hauling the lines back in using a line hauler attached to the vessel. Depending on the catch, this grueling process can take 10 hours or even longer. To save time and reduce strain, the Japanese developed a new innovation, the reel system. Designed specifically for larger vessels, it allows the entire line to be wound and stored on a large drum, while floats and branch lines are separately clipped and stowed on reels. As the long line is retrieved, the catch is funneled through a large pipe into the vessel, where the captured tuna are carefully sorted and prepared for temporary storage. A large haul, sometimes up to 4 tons, can take several hours or even an entire day to process. Every step is done with utmost care, as even a small bruise or mishandling can lower the tuna's market value. There's no time for rest. The moment the long line is emptied, The fishermen must move swiftly because in this race against time and tide, every minute counts. Now, let's take a closer look at how the bluefin tuna is sorted and prepared for its journey from sea to market. Each tuna is handled with extreme care the moment it's brought aboard. The blood is drained immediately, and the internal organs are removed right away to prevent the flesh from decomposing. This step is super important for preserving the tuna's bright red color and firm texture, both of which determine its high market value. Even a single drop of blood left to seep into the meat can lower its quality, cutting the selling price by as much as half. Once processed, the tuna are carefully transferred into cold rooms or massive freezers to keep them fresh. The process is repeated until the crew reaches their target weight, all within a strict 3-day window. These 3 days aren't just a time frame, they're a golden rule that must be followed with absolute precision to ensure the tuna's freshness and value. Now that 4 tons of bluefin have been successfully caught, the race isn't over. It's just the beginning. The trawlers must now rush back to port, where yet another critical task awaits. As the vessels sail back home, the Japanese fishermen wear proud smiles, their hearts filled with relief and anticipation. You might think this is the end, time to celebrate and reap the rewards that can amount to millions of dollars, right? Well, that's far from the truth. Returning to port doesn't mark the end of the journey, it marks the beginning of an even tougher phase, the selection process. Every single fish undergoes a careful inspection, where experts evaluate the color of the meat, the marbling of its fat, and even the structure of its muscle fibers. Each detail determines its classification, and only the finest cuts make it into the high-end processing chain. Make no mistake, not a single part of the tuna goes to waste. It didn't earn the title of the world's most expensive seafood just to end up in the trash. Never. That's why timing remains critical, even after the catch. Behind every 4 tons of tuna lies more than just a fierce battle at sea. It's a story of precision, patience, and craftsmanship, down to each careful knife stroke that transforms the fish into a masterpiece. Now, let's take a closer look at how this prized catch is processed. After arriving at the dock, the freshly caught tuna is immediately cold washed and prepared for processing. The procedure begins with the removal of the head and fins, followed by a careful incision along the belly. Each cut is made with precision and caution to ensure the meat's quality remains intact. The fish are then rinsed in diluted salt water to prevent oxidation, which helps maintain their vibrant color and fresh taste. Next comes the sorting stage. Only the best quality tuna are selected for filleting. Inside a chilled processing room, skilled workers use specialized knives to fillet the fish with surgical precision. The fillets are then vacuum sealed to remove any air and super frozen at -60 degrees Celsius, -76 degrees Fahrenheit, locking in their natural sweetness and savoriness for months, even years. Depending on the buyer's preference, the tuna can be prepared whole, sliced, or cubed, ready to grace the menus of the world's finest restaurants. The next step is packaging. Each portion is prepared according to market demand and destination. From steaming fillets to deboning, skinning, and hand slicing, every step is done with respect for the fish's premium value and the craftsmanship it represents. Depending on its final destination, different preservatives like olive oil, brine, rich tomato sauce, or soy sauce are added. Canning takes place in a completely sterile environment, after which the cans are heat sterilized, ensuring the product can stay fresh and safe for up to 3 years. From the moment the bluefin tuna is caught, the clock starts ticking. Every step, from cooling and grading to processing, canning, and storage, must be completed within 3 days or less to preserve the meat's exquisite quality and high market value. When done right, 4 tons of perfectly processed bluefin tuna can fetch prices in the hundreds of thousands, or even millions, proving once again why it's truly the black diamond of the sea. You can now agree that catching 4 tons of bluefin tuna in just 3 days is nothing short of a race against time and the forces of nature, a fierce battle between Japanese trawlers and the untamed sea, all in pursuit of one of the rarest and most prized fish on Earth. And behind every gleaming bluefin lies a story of endurance, precision, and deep respect for nature's power. For Japanese fishermen, this isn't just a job, it's an art, a legacy. Because out here in the restless blue, fortune truly favors the fearless. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What part of this incredible journey amazed you the most? And if you found this video informative, kindly give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you never miss more thrilling sea adventures. See you in the next video.